Hello and welcome everybody. This is Amanda Rose, your Director of Media from Archer Travel Service, and I'm so excited to welcome back Susan for ALG Week. And today they're going to be talking about groups, which we haven't talked about before, so we're so excited. If you guys have any questions, please put those in chat. We will have Q&A at the end. And if you want to rewatch this video, you can find it right here in the videos tab of this page. Plus, one more thing today, they will be sharing the PowerPoint with me, and we will post that to the Travel Cafe website so you guys can view it after. Without further ado, Susan, we're so excited to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much, Amanda Rose. I'm thrilled to be here. So I'm Susan Creighton, and I'm your Business Development Manager for the ALG Vacations brands. I'm based here in Orange County, California, and I'm so thrilled to be here today with Amy Paris, who is one of our group's trainers. And we're going to be talking about groups because you guys are booking a lot of groups, and we want to make sure that you're aware of all the different support that we offer and how our two different programs work and some of our recent enhancements. So this is Amy Paris. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Amy. So Amy, you want to talk about groups?
Let's talk groups. Thank you, Susan. So first, I always like to start with groups and how it's good for your business. So really coming out of this post-pandemic world, we've just continued to see a trend of growing group business, which makes sense. People couldn't travel, see each other. So now that the world's opened back up, that desire to get everybody together, travel together has just increased. So really up 35% from the pre-pandemic times, and just a trend we continue to see grow year over year. What's great about groups is that it's advisor-centric. And what we mean by that is it's really hard for a customer to go and price or book a group online. This is really an area where we find they do reach out to travel advisors for their expertise and assistance. It's not easy for them to do on their own. A lot of times they don't want to deal with that headache. So it's a time for us to show as travel advisors how we shine and what we can do for our clients. It's a great way to build customer loyalty. The group business kind of opens you up to all new people. And as you're working with them on this particular group, you show them what you can do, you create that relationship, and then they'll come back to you for their individual trips, or maybe they want to do a group, or they want to have their own destination wedding. It's what we call a customer multiplier. It's also a great opportunity to crowd your earnings. And this goes along with those at the bottom of the slide here, the earning waves rewards with every booking. So when we say crowd your earnings, when you have a groupies or a contracted group, you're earning commissions on those bookings, you're earning waves points. A lot of hotels also have their own rewards program. So Hyatt Inclusive Collection, REU, when you register your bookings with them, you're also earning points and rewards with them. So it's a way of, for lack of a better word, double dipping, where you can earn rewards in both with us at ALG and with the hotel supplier. With groups, it's also an opportunity to create those memorable and enhanced experiences in customizing their trip. I know when I was an advisor and I was new and learning about groups, in my mind, everybody had to leave on the same day, travel together. There wasn't really any flexibility or customizations because you were traveling as part of a group. And that's truly not the case with either of our groupies or our contracted group products. You're really still, even though they're traveling as part of a group, you can customize those experiences to make their trip what they want out of it as well. And then here at ALG, we do pride ourselves on our technology. We feel we have the industry's leading technology. We have, for our contracted groups, we create your very own VAX dashboard where you're able to manage all of your reservations and groups. And we'll walk through some of that technology today. And just to let you know a little bit about us, here at ALG, our average tenure in the groups department is 10 years. So we have those relationships with the industry's best suppliers. We know who to contact if we need assistance at a certain property. All of those relationships have been established. We have more than 150 team members, and even though there's different kind of departments within groups, we all work as one team to help bring all different sizes of groups to life, whether it's 5 rooms with our Group E's product, or maybe you have 100 rooms. We bring all sizes of groups to life. And again, we did talk about our industry leading technology. On the right-hand side, just like to point out that we're really proud. We've grown our team large, kind of again, out of this post-pandemic phase, and we know how important it is to get you information, pricing quickly with that turnaround time. So consistently, we're getting out quotes under the 48-hour target and group service requests. So I'll talk a little bit about it, but there's a group service request form for our contracted groups for you to reach out to your service team. And again, for 2 years now, we've been under our target of 72 hours. So again, just knowing how important it is for you to get information or pricing quickly, and are really proud to be able to support you in your groups. So now let's take a little bit of time to talk about what is a group booking with ALG. You might know what it is with cruise lines, airlines, but what does it mean with us? We have 2 different group products. We have contracted groups, and those start typically at 10 rooms or more. And we have Group E's, which is our small group, flexible group option, and that starts at 5 rooms. So Group E's, the sweet spot's 5 to 10. 10 or more is our contracted group process. And we're going to talk a little bit more about each of those. But for either product, you're going to start in with, if you're requesting a promo code or wanting a quote for a contracted group, you're going to start in the same area. On the new homepage for algvacations.com, you'll see there's a groups tab. You can hover over it and it will give you an option to request a new group. And from there, you can toggle whether you want flexible groups or Group E's, or that contracted group, and fill out the form as needed. You can also click on this groups page, and there's another area where you can click on to get started. So again, this is all from that new algvacations.com homepage that you can access from VAX as well. It's still all connected with VAX. It just has all of our information on this easy homepage for you to be able to navigate with just our brands at ALGV. So let's talk about Group E's. So as I mentioned, it starts at 5 rooms. And I do get the question a lot, what happens if I don't have 5 rooms? You truly do need that minimum of 5 rooms for it to qualify as a Group E's group. So 5 to 10 rooms is that sweet spot for Group E's. And it's a book as you go strategy. So there's no contract. You're not locked into signing any contracts. It's truly a book as you go strategy. You'll apply for a promo code. And once you receive that promo code, you can go into VAX and book whatever, that particular customer wants using that promo code, and book right into the Group E's group. So it's really that ultimate flexibility. You aren't, again, because you're not contracting, you're not holding any space or inventory, so pricing can fluctuate. So the pricing today could be one price, and in a month when maybe another couple books, it could be a totally different price. So again, just being aware that you aren't locking in any pricing or inventory. It really is truly based on what the availability is on that particular day. It's great for those smaller destination weddings, bachelorette parties, anniversary, vow renewals, those family reunions, and those flexible guest lists when they're just really not sure how many people are going to end up going on this particular trip. The benefits of Group E's are that you can book any hotel that ALGV offers. So when you're in VAX, you're searching a destination, any hotel you see in there, you can apply for a promo code and use Group E's with them. You will be provided that promo code where you can save up to $225 per reservation. And that's when you're using one of our bonus properties. And I'll show you on the next slide how to identify those, but that's where you'll really maximize those savings. You also have the ability to add a promo code retroactively to existing bookings. So this is great. This is kind of, a lot of groups start organically. Maybe it's two couples traveling together to Punta Cana, and then they tell their friends, and then they tell their friends, and all of a sudden they might have 7 rooms. You can go in at that point and apply for a promo code and apply it retroactively to those existing bookings. You can pass along the savings to your clients, or some advisors will keep it as extra commission. It's up to you. You can do it either way, but you do have the ability to go back and add those retroactively. Also, promo codes can be used across ALGV brands. So say, for example, you work with FunJet and you have the promo code with them, but there is a couple that, for whatever reason, maybe they have a United Vacations credit card that they want to use, and it has to be booked through United Vacations. Something to that extent. You can reach out to the Groupies team and have that promo code opened up for United Vacations as well, so that you can use either brand. So that's also an option with Groupies. When you're searching in VAX, you can identify the bonus hotels by that dark blue box that you see here. And if you hover over it, it will tell you that it's a Groupies small group of 5+ rooms, may qualify for exclusive discounts and benefits. So when you are searching and you're talking to clients, you really do want to advise them or look for these Groupies hotels, because the promo code discount is tiered. It's based on how much the vacation package costs. And those discounts are higher if you're booking those bonus hotels. So really a great way to maximize those savings. Also, within whichever brand you prefer, FunJet, Apple Vacations, Travel Impressions, United Vacations, whoever your Southwest, whatever it may be for Groupies, in those brands, you can find the bonus hotel grid. And what's great about this, if you pull it up, and it will be in the Groupies section, and there'll be an Excel document that opens up, and you can filter by destination, hotel brand, and it will tell you kind of the different information about that hotel and what they're offering for Groupies. So maybe they're earning like a welcome drink or a gift in the room, as well as part of being part of the, in addition to the Groupies discount, but it will all be listed in this bonus hotel grid, which you can find within each brand in VAX. So talked about Groupies. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the contracted group and how that differs. So it's a little bit more of an involved process, because again, you're starting at 10 rooms or more. So you'll go into that same groups tab to request a quote, and you'll be working with our sales team on that quote. They'll give you the different room categories, the number of nights, until it's just how you want it. You can communicate that with your guest. Once you're ready, you can request to go to contract. You do sign a contract with us in ALG, and there will be a group deposit required as well to hold the group inventory and pricing. Once that's done, all of that information is taken, and you go to the group goes to our operations or build team, and that's when they'll create and build your very own dashboard in VAX. You'll be booking in that dashboard and working with our service team for the rest of the life of your group through the event. And then our team will follow up and kind of recap all of the financials of the group and send out the commission. So we are with you through the whole process. And again, because it's a little bit more involved, we're with you every step of the way through the contracted group life cycle. So when are contracted groups a good fit? It's really when you want to secure rates and inventory. Once you sign that contract, apply that group deposit, that inventory, that pricing is all of yours until you sell it all, or if you need to release some of it. It's great for unknown traveler names. again, maybe larger groups, a corporate incentive group. They're not going to know the specific names until, maybe closer to final payment. Radio and media come along. Those larger destination weddings, family reunions, spring break, all really good fit for a contracted group. And the benefits, again, the biggest one is locking in that the pricing, the inventory, and it also offers the most lucrative group concessions. So your group can also potentially, or maybe it's a cocktail party. Each hotel is different in what they offer, but there'll be a list on the contract that tells you all of those amenities. Sometimes they offer, a relaxing massage for the group leader. And then you can also earn, typically the more you book into it, you can earn comps and concessions for the group as well. Contractor groups have low deposits starting as low as $50 per person. And again, even though you are signing a contract, there are flexible policies for your group. As long as you're booking your group far enough out, there's always typically a window of time where you can release inventory and not be subject to any penalty. So again, I know sometimes contracted groups can be a little scary, but as long as you're booking far enough out and you're maintaining that minimum room amount you need, you do have some flexibility with being able to adjust your inventory. And if maybe some people want to come early or stay late, you also do have that flexibility as well. And again, we're going to be walking through some of the technology that you'll get to see, and you're able to manage your group right in Vax versus always having to call and sit on hold. So I always like to take a moment here and just kind of recap the process for the two. So again, groupies, 5 to 10 rooms is that sweet spot. You'll go in, request that promo code, you'll receive the promo code, and you'll book 24/7 in Vax using that promo code. Contracted group, 10 or more rooms, you'll request the quote. Once you're ready, you'll request the contract, you'll confirm, sign, deposit on the group. Then you'll receive your dashboard, and that's where you'll build and book the reservations in Vax, and you'll work with your dedicated service team for any modifications. I do often get this question as well. Groupies, contracted groups, what if I want to switch from one to the other? And it's truly not that simple. It's really apples and oranges. They're two different products. Essentially, if you have a groupies and now all of a sudden you've got 20 rooms and you can't book any more with your groupies promo code, it's not just as easy as making a shift. You actually then will have to request a group, request a quote, request the contract. Your dashboard gets built. Those reservations that are an FIT under groupies have to be canceled and then rebooked under the contracted group. Same thing, you don't get enough in the contracted group and you need to switch to groupies. Essentially, you'll have to cancel that contracted group. The service team will look to see if there's any penalties to do so, depending on when this happens. Then you would have to apply for the promo code and rebook the reservations that way. So you really want to think about your group at the beginning and what's going to be the best fit for them, because trying to switch between the two is really difficult, and it's just a lot more work on you, and essentially it's canceling and rebooking into the new group. So just really taking that extra time, talking to the group leader so you're set up with what makes most sense for this particular group. Now we're going to take some time to look at what the dashboard in Vax looks like. So again, this is just for contracted groups. You'll get an email that says your dashboard has been released, it's ready for booking, and this is what you'll pull up. It recaps your group information. There's a hyperlink to the hotel, which is nice in case you have anybody that asks about maybe dining or occupancy in a room. It's a quick link that you can click on from your dashboard. Every contracted group with ALG is assigned a service team, and their name, their phone number, and email address will be listed right on your dashboard as well. Below that, you'll see the easiest and best way to reach out to your service team, though, is through our group service request form. When you click on this, it will open up a form that you can fill out for any modifications or requests you might need with your group. Maybe you need more inventory, you need a drop inventory. Somebody was online and saw a different room category that you don't have part of your contract. You could send a request over that to see if that can be added and what the pricing might be. So what's great about the form, it makes you fill in all the information we need to make the change for you or to request the information versus, 10 emails back and forth trying to gather all of that. It really does quicken up the time. And you'll see noted here, and I talked about it at the beginning, our turnaround time goal to get back to you on these cases is 72 hours. And we have been consistently meeting that for the past 2 years. So sometimes we can make those modifications super easy. You'll hear back with us in the same day. Sometimes we are reaching out to the hotel and there can be island time and just that delay. So that's why we do say that the 72-hour mark is the goal. Over on the right-hand side, you can see here's the search engine. Looks very familiar to what you're used to seeing in VAX, but this is just from your dashboard. And this is the search engine you'll use to book all of the individual reservations within your group. Below this top part, you'll see we have 5 tabs that you'll use to manage your contracted group. The first one is the reservations tab. The top one will be the payment reservation, which is holding that group deposit. And then as you book your individual reservations, they will all populate underneath the reservations tab. And what's great about this is you can click into any of them. You can send the payment request link. And at a quick glance, you can see what each reservation, the details of each reservation, the name, what they've booked, their dates, the gross total, what's been paid so far, and that gross amount due. And then at the bottom of the column, it will total all of the reservations, what's been paid so far on all of them, and the gross amount due. We also do have an export to Excel feature. Maybe the group leader wants to see who's all booked so far. You're able to export that to Excel. Just a quick note on that, this document does have a couple columns dealing with net amounts or commission. So if you are forwarding it on to anybody, just be mindful of that and delete those columns before sending it. Next to the reservations tab, we have our inventory tab. And this is where you're able to see real-time contracted hotel inventory. And if you've contracted our exclusive nonstop vacation flights, those are listed on here as well. And as you book those reservations, these will all update live for you. So you can always see what your inventory looks like. So you can see with this Allure Junior Suite Ocean View, I've contracted 5 rooms each of these nights. You can see what I've sold and then the available column updates so I can see at a quick glance what I still have left to sell. The numbers at the bottom, totaling everything, are referring to the room nights. So in this example, I can look here. Oh, I don't even have any rooms left on the night of the 9th and 10th in this oceanfront category. I need to go and request more inventory. Or nope, I've booked them all. I can release these other nights. So it's really a great tool for you to help manage your inventory. The next tab is the commission tab, very similar to the reservations tab, only it's going to list all of your commission and your potential earned commission if all of the reservations are paid to gross. So, and again, the bottom of the tab will total up all of the columns as well. And just a reminder, you do have the ability to add a fee, set your own commission, your SYOC, on any individual reservation within a contracted group. And it's done through that same booking administration tab. So you do have that option with reservations booked within a contracted group as well. Next to the commission tab, we have our payment transfers tab. And this allows you the ability to transfer those funds from that payment reservation. I had mentioned that's what's holding that group deposit. And you can transfer it down to the individual reservation. So say Jack Burton was the group leader and he put down the $1,000 to confirm the group. Now everybody else has booked and deposited. I can come to the payment transfers tab and transfer that $1,000 down to Jack's individual booking. This also works really well if you ever have a corporate group and they're paying on a company card. You can come here, apply the payment on the payment reservation as one lump sum, and then come to the payment transfers tab and transfer it down to each booking. versus having to enter into every reservation, copy and paste the credit card, type the address. You can just do it once and then transfer it down. It's a real time saver for those corporate groups. And then our last tab is our flight information tab. So up until this point, adding flight information and VAX had been really clunky. So we just launched this as of November of last year, much easier to use. You can select the passengers and the edit flight information button. It will pop up a screen where you can easily add their arrival and departure information. Once you hit confirm, it will save it to all of those passengers' reservations. So you don't have to enter it each time. You can select, maybe all of them are on the same flights. You can enter it once and it will save it for all of the passengers. So really much easier way to add flight information for your contracted groups. Now, I just want to take a few minutes to talk about some of our newest updates and technology enhancements. The first one being the ability to customize your group. So up until about March of this year, you could only do custom event pages for Group E's, but now it is available for Group E's and contracted groups. And what you're able to do, it's really two parts. The first part, you can tailor your group's terms. If it's a Group E's group, you will not see a deposit and final payment date option because it has to follow the FIT rules. But if it's a contracted group, it allows you to set the deposit amount and the final payment date. You can add an agency fee to the reservation, and it allows you the ability to add your agency terms and conditions. These will appear on the booking checkout page and on their e-docs. So you might want to copy and paste them in here, or a lot of agencies, terms and conditions is usually a lot of information. So they'll have maybe a web part of their website that has this information. You can include the URL of that link here and a display name to make it easy for them to click on to read that further. So that's kind of part one. Part two would then be going in and creating your own custom event page where you can send it out to the group and they can book into that group through that URL. You're able to select images or email in if you'd like us to upload a custom photo for your group. You can set when you want them to book by. You can set the final payment date. You can add up to 6 activities that are going to take place during the group. In just a few minutes, you really do have the ability to customize this page. Once you hit save on the second part, it will populate a custom event page URL here. And that's what you'll copy and paste to send out to the group leader to send out, or maybe you're sending out. When they click on that link, this is what they can see. This is an example of what a custom event page looks like. You can customize it to have your logo. This is an example of a custom photo we uploaded. And then it's all based on what you've just built on that previous slide. So all of the details of the group's event, the book by date, the event day, maybe it's a destination wedding and they have a wedding website or a registry, you can include that. This is the search engine they'll use to book into the group. And just for peace of mind, it is set up per the parameters of your group. So they can't come in here and it's going to Cancun and mistakenly book themselves to Aruba. It's only going to allow them to book what is set up with your particular Group E's or contracted group. On the right-hand side, you can see in this example, they added 3 activities, the rehearsal dinner, the wedding, and they're doing an excursion together. And you can add up to 6 events. Then there'll be a section on you as Meet the Travel Advisor. You can include your information, a short bio, or maybe you have a link, you have your own page on your agency website. You can include that as well. And then there'll be a small picture and description of the hotel. So a really great presentation. And we had just been hearing that so many groups wanted to be able to book online. So now you do have this capability. And just so you know, this is totally free. There's not a charge to use this. You get your full commission. And it's not removing you from the equation at all. It's just providing you another tool. They'll get a confirmation they booked into it. You'll get the confirmation. If it's a contracted group, you'll log into your dashboard. You'll see the new booking right there. And you can follow up with them as needed, of course. So again, just providing another tool for you to be able to use with your groups. And then our latest update is our new inventory auto drop for your contracts. So again, one of the scariest parts of a contracted group are those penalties. So what this does is it allows you the ability to opt into inventory auto drop, and you'll see this option on your contract. If you opt in, your service team will go in on the recommended drop date. And again, this date's calculated based on what your contract's attrition, reduction, cancellation policies are. It's going to be before you're under any penalty. Your service team will go in on that date and release all of your unsold inventory. So you don't have to worry about forgetting to do that, sending in that group service request form for us to release it, and then all of a sudden you're stuck with all of these rooms under penalty. We're going to go in and release it for you. You do get 2 email reminders, one 10 days prior and one 3 days prior that just says, hey, remember you signed up for inventory auto drop. We're releasing your inventory soon, just in case you do need to make any last minute bookings or changes to that. So also really exciting to have this as an option. If you already have a contracted group and you didn't have this option available, if your group is far enough out, you do have the ability to add this on. Just reach out to your service team and they'll see they'll see to make sure the dates line up that we can still add this for that particular contracted group. As long as it's far enough out, we can do that. So just know if you do have one already under contract, we're able to add it as long as it's far enough in the future that it makes sense. And then I always just like to remind you of just a couple different items that are available for both contracted groups and groupies. First is Uplift, and that's the loan program. There's more information on VAX if you're interested in learning about that for your guests. And then, of course, Travel Protection Plus. What's great about this is that it can be added individually. It's not everyone has to in the group gets it or nobody gets it. Each person can decide. And they can decide whether they want the travel credit option or the cashback option. The most important detail is that it must be purchased within 7 days of making their reservation. So that 7-day mark is important to keep in mind. And then again, if you do have any guests out of our exclusive nonstop vacation flights, those are also available for contract as well with additional perks, again, with 10 or more seats for those contracts. And then I just like to pass along some upcoming webinars. Every month we have a 3-part Raise the Bar with Group webinars. Part 1's kind of similar to what we're doing today, an overview. Part 2, we dive into the dashboard technology and the custom event page technology a little bit more. And then Mastering Your Group is really kind of those tips and best practices to set yourself up for success. And here are the May dates. And again, they are held each month. And then additionally, we have 2 webinars this month, all about those custom event pages, where we go step by step on how to create a page and walk through that process in a bit more detail. So those are also available to this month as well. And now I'm going to pass it back over to Susan, where she's going to walk through some of the ALGV Pro Travel Advisor Specialist Program and some of the other incentives for you.
Yes, thank you, Amy. That was awesome. So as you can see, we have a lot of great tools for both the groups programs and some great enhancements that have just been released recently. So definitely take a look at ALG Vacations for any of your group opportunities coming up. You can reach out to me as well if you have any questions going forward. But I just want to mention ALGV Pro, which is our Travel Advisor Specialist Program. This is located in VAX under Tools. You can click right on the ALGV Pro link. It'll take you into the registration. And this is our 10-component certification program that is also through the Travel Institute, and it's an accredited program. You can earn up to 5 credits through the Travel Institute. So once you have the core program completed, you are considered an ALGV Pro and certified. And then there's additional training on top of that. So you can take part in the electives. Groups is one of them. So please take a look at that. ALGV Pro will be required for any in-person local events or fam trip opportunities as well. So become certified, and then you can take part in all those in-person events that are coming up in the future as well. So the recommended path is here. You'll see that the core program to the left, that's the basic program from start to finish. And then if you are more familiar with ALGV's products and capabilities, you can test out of the core portion on the accelerated path. The program takes about 4 hours. If you take the accelerated path, you can take it in even less time. So that's up to you. I will say some advisors have taken the recommended path that are very versed in our products and our capabilities and our programs and learned quite a bit. So I think it's worth taking the recommended path, even if you book with us every day. So getting started, as I mentioned, you can go to algvacations.com under tools or just put in /ALGV Pro and you can click right in and register. You don't have to complete it all in one take either. It'll know where you left off so you can go through it progressively. And then Amy mentioned Waves points earlier. This is our loyalty program for all 6 of our ALG Vacations brands. It's one account, so it doesn't matter if you're booking a little bit of travel impressions, some fun jet, and maybe some United Vacations. All those points are going to accrue in one account. That's also located on that dashboard on algvacations.com under rewards. If you click into Waves, you'll see that there is the registration. If you have not been on before, you can see where you would log in or where you would maybe reset your password if you're not sure if you have done so. Once you make your first booking with us and it's deposited, you'll receive a welcome to Waves email. That email then will guide you through the registration process. If you're not sure if you have an account set up or not sure if you ever completed the terms and conditions, which is required, you can simply go in and reset your password. If you have an account, it's simply going to reset your password. If you never set up the account by accepting the terms and conditions, it's going to send you a new Welcome to Waves email. So either way, you're covered there. But make sure that you do have that set up. You don't want any of your points expiring because you don't have your account set up. You will earn 40 for 5 points for every $40. There's opportunities for bonus points when you're in booking FIT bookings or maybe taking part in a webinar, or there's some other areas where maybe you can earn extra bonus points. You want to look for those indicators because that's going to get you more points so that you can have more buying power with those points when it comes to what you're redeeming for. You can redeem in various ways. You can redeem for hotel stays with some of the hotels that are in the program that you can see on the Waves dashboard. You can use it towards ENVF, our exclusive nonstop vacation flight air to Mexico and the Caribbean, or credit on scheduled air. You can use it for Amstar vouchers if you're traveling to Cancun or Punta Cana on your own and you want to take a voucher with you to redeem for one of our sightseeing tours. You can do so right through Waves. But the most popular way of redeeming is with the online Visa card. You can convert points to cash, and then you can spend those anywhere that you can utilize a 16-digit Visa card online. So it's Travel Advisor Appreciation Month. So it's not just the day, which was May 1st, but it's the entire month at ALG Vacations. And with that, you're going to see a lot on our algvacations.com site talking about all the fun ways that you can win this month. We've got great giveaways for trips. There's Hawaii, Mexico. There's some domestic trips as well, many of them including air. You can see each of those on the ALGV Gets Advisors There site on the algvacations.com page. So go right into the promotions page and scroll down and you'll see all the Travel Advisor Appreciation Month information. We also have some great Go Like a Pro travel kits which are kind of a guessing game of what they are, and you need to guess on our algvacations.com Facebook page. Once you go there, you'll see some clues, and then you can guess, and winners will be selected there. The trips will be selected by those making bookings. You'll get an entry for every booking made. If you're booking ENVF flights and the travel protection, it gets you extra entries. And then we have some professional well-being prizes. You may win a subscription to Rosetta Stone, so you can learn a new language for all that travel you're doing. The masterclass program, and Headspace, so that you can learn to live a stress-free life. And then there's some groups giveaways as well. If you are setting up a custom event page, you have the ability to be entered in to win a $500 Visa card. And then we have some groups offers as well. You'll see there's many different brands with a lot of our partners there that are listed. You can earn this month credits for your group anywhere from 500 to 1,250 with these select hotels in the program. And that's good for new groups until June 7th. So you have a pretty long window there to contract. And the travel goes all the way until almost the end of the year next year, till the 20th of December, 2025. And then we have a special groups promotion with Secrets Riviera Cancun and Breathless Riviera Cancun. For less rooms for social groups, you can earn a credit up to $1,000. And you'll see there that goes until almost the end of the month, the 29th of May, and travel again until almost the end of the year, December 28th of next year. So if you're looking at sending any clients to Secrets and Breathless in Cancun, to these two resorts in Riviera Cancun, definitely you want to get that contract in by the 29th of May so that they can earn that extra $1,000 group credit. And with that, I want to thank everybody for their time today. Hopefully you got a really good perception of how groups work with the two different programs. Amy is an excellent support source. If you have not heard her name in the past doing groups, you will in the future. She's got her own support that she does with some of her chat sessions. And you can also set up a one-on-one to really do a deeper dive into groups. And then, of course, we talked about a lot of the groups training that you can also partake in on the webinar calendar. That getting started date, if you didn't notice, is today. I think that one starts in about an hour.
Yeah.
So if you've got time, you can always log in and watch that live. But if you don't want to wait for some of those future dates, you can also go into the webinar calendar and watch the most recent webinars on demand. So, and I would always look at the dates of the most recent so that you're getting any of those enhancements included. And with that, Amanda Rose, I'm going to open it up to questions.
Perfect. So we have a lot of good questions. The first question is, just to clarify, on the first promo Amy talked about at the beginning, I can use it throughout the brands, correct? So I could book hotel and transfers with Travel Impressions and then flights with United Vacations?
That's a groupies question as far as the code.
Yeah, so the groupies, right, you can use, if you apply for the promo code, with whichever brand you're using, but say it's FunJet, and you can book air with that groupies promo code too. Yes, you can choose flights or hotel only.
Yes, but you need to request what brands you want to use it on.
Yes.
So if you're booking mainly on FunJet, but you know you're going to have a couple of clients coming out of a United Gateway and you want to use United Vacations, just ask there's a free area where you can type. You can say, I want this code for both FunJet and United Vacations.
Perfect. Next question is, once you pick your package, the hotel is stating rooms availability depend on arrival check-in. Once we book, shouldn't they get the room they pay for, or what does that mean?
I'm not sure what that question, how that's stated.
Typically when say you have entered your groupies promo code in the search, it will pull up the availability screen. It will tell you what the live availability is. So it might say, 2 ocean views, 2 swim ups. It's going to tell you what rooms are available. If there aren't any rooms available, it's most likely not available. So that it will always be looking what live availability looks like
Yeah,
in
you're
your
booking
search
whatever
results.
you're booking whatever room category you want with that promo code. That promo code for groupies is just specific to the hotel and the dates. You're not required to book any certain room category. So you can go in and book a tropical view, or you could be booking a presidential if it's available in VAX, because you're basically booking FIT for groupies. If it's available in VAX, you're just applying the code for the discount and to earn any comps.
Perfect. Next question is, curious about offering and booking excursions for a large group. I know we can offer, but are there more than what shows up on screen at the reservation bookings?
Amy,
It could be. I would say if there's a specific excursion maybe that you could always that you're looking for, you could always reach out to your service team if it's a contracted group, since you're talking about a larger group. You can ask the service team, hey, I'm looking for this particular excursion. Is it something that's offered through ALG? And then we can always get in touch with Amstar to see if that would be available as an option with your group. And whether it's through us or maybe it's something separately you do with Amstar, we can kind of get that information for you.
Perfect. Is there a set percentage for deposit for 5 or 10 group reservations?
So the deposit amount, if you're doing group E's, it's going to be whatever the FIT deposit is required for that particular booking. If you're doing a contracted group, in your contract, it's going to tell you what the per person deposit is going to need to be. And that is all put down by a group leader or somebody does that group deposit. And then you can decide whatever you want people to deposit. You could use that same amount, or you can bump it up to have some more money on the group. But it will say on your contract what's needed to deposit on that particular group.
Perfect. Instead of switching from group E's to contracted, are TAs able just to do a new group E's group?
So, yeah, it wouldn't let you do an additional group E's promo code. Do you mean like applying for a second promo code? I'm just wondering what.
I think that's what they're asking.
Yeah, go ahead, Susan.
I'm kind of confused on that question too. Are they asking about booking an additional groupies?
Yes. Can they do 2 instead of switching over to a contracted group?
Oh, I see what she's saying. She's saying if your booking went over too many rooms, you can do groupies really up to 25 rooms. Amy talked about the sweet spot of 5 to 10, but you can, for most hotels, especially in the all-inclusive area, go up to 25. Anything over that, you're going to definitely need to do a contracted group. But you wouldn't ask for an additional code at the same hotel for the same dates. It would just be within your groupies. Yeah, you wouldn't duplicate the same hotel and the same dates for a code.
Perfect. I think that's what they were asking.
Okay.
Are rooms guaranteed with groupies?
You're basically booking FIT bookings and then just applying the code. You're not holding anything. You're booking actually in VAX like you normally would. You're just applying that code to an FIT booking. So any of the parameters, like Amy mentioned earlier with deposit, it depends. Do you have published air on it that needs to be paid? Is it land only that maybe only $50 deposit, depending on the time frame, how close to travel it is. So that can change, but it's the regular policy of FIT. And yes, you're holding space once you book it and get a booking number in VAX.
Perfect. My question is about uplift. If the clients opt in for that option, does that affect our commission payout date in any way? I feel like it's an awesome option because you can do payment plans.
You want me to answer that, Amy?
Yeah, you can take the uplift.
Uplift, yeah, it's great because once uplift is approved and it's essentially a loan. So they're going to be paying some sort of a interest rate. Once that's done, you don't have to worry about any payments because uplift is going to pay us. The commission will go out as normal, which would be after travel commences. However, you're not going to have to worry about any additional payments. If your clients were to default on that loan, you are not liable for any of that. We've already been paid for Uplift. That is between Uplift and your client as a loan program that they took out. So Uplift is a really good option. And yes, you're very safe using Uplift for a variety of reasons.
Perfect. Next one is oh no, we just asked that one. Next one is, will there come a time to where we request a code and it can be used for all of the brands, and then we don't have to specify a brand?
For groupies, I mean, there's really no reason to be using it on various brands unless, like we mentioned before, you know you're going to have somebody who's a big Mileage Plus that wants United Vacations. Between TI, FunJet, and Apple, you're really going to be booking on the brand that you've selected. So we don't normally get requests for that. It's usually one brand and then maybe a second option when an airline brand is included.
Perfect. Thank you. And if we weren't able to answer your question today, where can they reach out to get any other questions answered, or do you have an FAQ section they could visit?
We've got a lot of support on the algvacations.com site under groups that you can utilize for content. I would suggest taking those Raise the Bar 3 sessions, the Getting Started, Technology, and Mastering Your Group. That's going to take you into a much deeper dive. They're also going to have availability for you to be able to ask questions at the end of each of those webinars. So if you want to watch it live, you'll have the opportunity to do that. And then once you do go to contract on the contract side, and Amy, correct me if I'm wrong, you will get a reach out where you'll have additional support that you'll be able to speak with Amy and join some of her group webinars as well.
Yes, and you'll have your service team as well.
And you have me. You can always reach out to me at any time with questions and I can direct you in the right area if I can't answer it myself.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. We had some great feedback in chat as well. A lot of great information. Thank you. Awesome information. We had a few people booking their first groups with y'all, and they were really excited about that. And so we had a lot of great feedback. Someone else said that they love using Group Ease. It has been so simple for them. And all the great features and support is amazing, and that you guys get back to them in a 72-hour goal. And so there was just a lot of great feedback as well. So I just wanted to let you know.
Well, we love hearing that. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you both for joining us today with wonderful information and knowledge, as well as the PowerPoint is going to be posted so you guys can review that knowledge later on the Travel Cafe website. You can also review this video. We have it recorded right here on the videos tab of this page. Share it to your other team members so they can learn as well, and fellow travel agents. Again, ALG is here all week, so stay tuned for more information about ALG throughout the week. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add before we close out?
Just happy Travel Advisor Appreciation Month. Hope you're all celebrating well. You deserve it.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much, you both. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Amy. And thank you all the travel agents for joining us. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.